Today was a very productive day. Unlike most days that have gone and I was feeling gross and sick, today I got some very good news though. So I had a blood test done because I felt like maybe I was starting to die because I've been not eating solids for 3 years and it does take a toll on your body, and I thought maybe my organs were shutting down because of not having the proper nutrients from solids. So I was worried about the results, and I knew today I was going to get the results. So I was freaking out a little bit today. And then when I talked to the doctor, he told me that for somebody who's not eating solids for 3 years, my body is doing impeccable. And it's remarkable how healthy I am considering, based on my labs. He said, however, because I am having this dizziness and nausea and weakness, he said that I have chronic migraine syndrome that is brought on by stress. So the nausea and the dizziness and the weakness is coming from the migraines, and the migraines are caused by stress. However, I don't even know what I'm being stressed out about because as far as I know, I'm not overworking myself. I'm not putting too much on my plate. I'm not doing things that would give me some kind of dramatic stress. So I'm not understanding where the stress is coming from. But the neurologist that I was talking to had told me in the appointment that I had back in August or September, something like that. She had told me that stress can come from past, and it could be catching up to me now. It could have been happening throughout the months of the year, and I'm finally starting to feel the effects of it right now. She said it's not necessarily something that's going on right this instant. It could be a pile of things that's weighing down on me subconsciously. And while I don't really think that's possible, while I don't think that that's actually quite accurate or possible, I do think that my nausea and dizziness and weakness is coming from migraines. I'm super happy I'm not dying because I was really worried about that. Really worried about that. And if you're not eating solids, you would understand because you know that you can't survive off of liquids forever. But I must be doing something right because apparently my body is really good for somebody who's not eating solids. Really good. My heart is very strong, he said, based on the ECG that they did for me. He said my thyroid's really well. My kidneys and my liver are working at the best that they can, considering. And he said even for somebody who's my age, they're doing above average. So that's good. I'm actually pretty impressed with my body. I'm pretty healthy overall. And that was the greatest thing. That's the greatest news. Also, the neurologist told me that my brain was looking good. So, that's good news. Basically, there's nothing wrong with me physically. So, it's got to be migraine related. I've had migraines since I was 12 years old, but I've never had such problems from it. The other thing is I'm lactose intolerant and I keep eating ice cream, which doesn't help with the nausea and dizziness. Trust me, if I'm having a migraine that I'm not aware of, if it's not hurting my head kind of migraine, but it's affecting my body, like a body migraine, I suppose that's what you would call it, right? A body migraine. If I'm having one of those and then I'm eating ice cream on top of it, It's kind of like really bad. Like really bad. I can't even tell you how bad, because to describe it would not be ladylike. So I won't even describe it. I'm just trying to survive this, whatever's happening, and just trying to get through it the best I can. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So in light of all of this going on, I'm currently trying to learn how to become a proper lady with proper lady etiquette, proper lady mannerism, proper lady posture. Yeah, thank you. I don't know how to speak. Pronunciation. I have to learn how to pronounce things properly and speak properly and enunciate. Thank you, Lord. My baby. Oh, Lord. I almost called him Lord. Sorry, baby. I almost called him Lord. Well, Sarah called Abraham Lord, but that's not the word I was looking for. I was trying to say love you, baby, and thank you, baby, at the same time, and it came out wrong. Anyway, so with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And here's the rest of my day.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Cross and I'm here with Dixie Andelin Forsyth for A Feminine Moment. And today we're talking about the difference between feminine energy and feminine power. So go ahead, Dixie, and tell us what the difference is.
Yeah, some people, I've seen various people on the internet use feminine energy, and I think they might be trying to say feminine power. I'm not really sure, but they're not the same thing. Feminine energy has more to do with the aura that maybe you bring with you wherever you go, and that's something that's important. But feminine power is distinctly different, because it is an actual influence that can it's not power on people in your life, and it can be good. It could be for bad, but it can be for good too. So feminine energy is not as broad as feminine power.
You got a busy house today.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? That you answered our question, and we like to keep these videos short.
This is feminine power, and it's a chapter in the new book.
Yes.
It gets into the whole thing, but it is for everyone out there to know, it is a little different than feminine energy. They are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Feminine energy is good. It's not like it's nothing or we don't pay any attention to it or anything, but it's not nearly as broad nor as powerful as feminine power.
So as y'all can see, I've been watching these videos for days. Yesterday I was watching Phyllis Schlafly's debates, which was very exciting and illuminating. And also today and yesterday I was also watching some Dixie Andelin Forsyth, and today I'm watching her again, mostly just her. I haven't watched any Phyllis Schlafly today, but I'm going to try to write my blog finally now that I have some time. And yeah, so I just wanted to share some of what I've been learning with you. Very exciting stuff. And yeah, so I'll be back with the blog link soon.
We don't define it. We don't say this is what this is. And so we just think, well, that person is just really, they really had influence on people, or they really were loving, and so we kind of felt like them, or something like that. I'm thinking here of Princess Diana.
I knew you were.
She didn't realize the influence that she had, and the difference between the feminine power and the masculine power is her influence her female power is still having just as much effect today, if not more, than it did 20 years ago when she was alive.
Yeah, because she raised those boys too.
Yeah, and that's different than feminine energy. It's not the same. Feminine energy is more immediate today rather than anything that's potentially long term, and that's the use of the implementation of feminine power. It's a part of it, but it's not feminine power. So just to get that straight, because several people, here and there, I hear different people talking about feminine energy, and I think, what exactly is that? And I started thinking about it, because I could feel it was a part of it, but it isn't the bigger, more important thing.
Right. Tell us about Timeless, and when is that book coming out? We're all anxiously awaiting for it.
Timeless is in the final editing. I think I said that before. That's what's so frustrating. When I first started writing, I heard people. My sister, she's written novels. She said the hardest part is in the refining. She's darn right.
Yes.
It feels endless. It should be endless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's written. It is written. It's just that, punctuation, making sure.
Forsyth and his wife, Dixie Andelin Forsyth, for a feminine moment, and we are online right now in our closed group at Fascinating Womanhood and taking questions. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm distracted, but I'm going to try to read this. Here's the question that just came in. Her name is Rashama, and she says, in FW, it's written about accepting your husband the way he is totally. But I have seen plenty of husbands who don't accept their wives completely and wish to change some traits. Shouldn't this acceptance thing be reciprocal? What do you guys think? What's the answer to that?
Well, of course.
That's a great question.
But it should be. But you only have the power to change yourself. Helping our relationships, and men are more likely to want to change if you've accepted them. It's a very interesting thing. It's kind of psychology.
I think that is.
Yeah, it's interesting how when you try to change someone, they're going to resist. When you back off, there's an old myth. I think it's what's that myth from? Is it an Aesop fable or something where the sun and the wind get into an argument? They say which one's more powerful in taking off this traveler's coat. This guy's traveling along, and this is the way the myth runs, but it's like the wind says, okay, I can take it off, so it just blows this guy all over the place, and the more it blows, the tighter he holds to his coat. And the sun says, well, let's try another approach. Over his arm, and you go, it sounds like force or trying to change somebody, even though you may be right, they should.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to resist. And so accepting someone has a way better chance of them wanting to change than if you try to say, well, this isn't fair, and you got to do it. It's got to be reciprocal, and
Things doesn't work. It would have worked a long time ago.
So true. All right, thank you guys. Oh, go ahead, Dixie. I can't hear Dixie.
Well, the other thing is that women tend to be more sensitive, and because we're more sensitive, and we tend to be more humble, not every one of us, but as a group, we tend to be more humble. We are more apt to change quicker, and by our change of our feminine influence, which is an actual power, we can actually